All right. Well, we have a problem.
Yeah.
All right. We try to. The audio's messed up pretty much. It wasn't the microphone's fault. It wasn't something happened to where, as I was about to render, the program shut down. Okay, which is kind of annoying because we're gonna have to upload this with the camera audio. So, like we say in the video, we're not gonna sacrifice. I mean, we talked about it, right? It's all about the content anyway.
Yep.
Not the quality of it.
Gonna change
what is this? Who are we talking to right now?
The people that are watching the podcast in 10 seconds.
Oh, this is the podcast?
Yeah.
Like
9.
the start of it? Oh, yeah,
8.
we fucked up.
Yeah.
No, well, we didn't. It's the computer.
Yeah.
Right.
Computer.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were gonna reshoot it, but it was too good
Way
to do
too
it,
good.
and the audio was good enough for you to hear it. So, taking into account the history that we've had with the audio and the amount of money that we fucking spent on it, it'll be better next one. We say this every time, but definitely. But there's no way that we mess up next week because we literally just messed up enough where we didn't even use the mics. Well, we did use the mics; they just didn't render. Anyway, enjoy the podcast. Hitch, hit him with the music. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I guess I'll say it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm never doing that intro again.
I want to hear those sweet words though one more time.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm never doing that intro again. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 3 of the OpTic podcast. The podcast that almost didn't happen on time.
Yes.
2 times.
It
3
didn't happen on
times.
time. How late are we? What is today?
We're a day late, so we're gonna be 2 days late.
2 days late. Yeah.
2 days late. We usually record on Tuesdays, in case you guys don't know. We record on Tuesday. Hitch edits for like 10 minutes on Wednesday, and then uploads it. All right, he uploads it, and then we're good to go. Right? Unfortunately, or fortunately, I was in New York, doing some business things with business people.
Do we get to hear about that today? Because I still haven't even heard.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk a little bit about it without giving any specifics. I can tell you how my days went.
All right.
Okay.
Nothing,
Do that?
nothing about the whatever you did there though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could talk offline. We'll see where the conversation goes, right?
Okay.
But overall, it was a really good meeting. But the weather sucked. All right, on Wednesday, I was supposed to be back here by 5 p.m. Okay, it got delayed. At 7 a.m. when I woke up, it says your flight's delayed. You're now leaving at 7.
Yeah,
So I was
we
like,
woke up to a fucking blizzard in
Oh,
Chicago
yeah.
yesterday.
That
Literally
was
out of
crazy.
nowhere, it just started snowing like mad.
but where's the snow?
It disappeared when I woke up this morning.
That's what
It
I
wasn't
asked
there.
my mom if I could use his car this morning, and I looked at the driveway, and I'm like, oh, what? I can go up and down.
Yeah, because our driveway sucks. Let's be honest.
It's the worst.
Look, if you're gonna build a house like this one and you're gonna have a driveway like that one, I mean, granted we have too many cars at the house, but still, like, you can't back out of that thing.
Yeah, it's not even the fact that it's long; it's the fact that it's so steep whenever it
And
snows.
curved.
Yeah.
We were up there the other day. I tried to get up. It had literally only been snowing for like, I mean, it was a little while when you called me at Qdoba.
Yeah.
It had been snowing for like a half hour. And Bo's FaceTime, he's like, "Bro, you got to get back. You're not gonna make it." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I look around the snow. There was like a light dusting on the ground, but it wasn't bad. But apparently, it snowed worse here. And as I'm going up the driveway, I make it halfway, and I know I'm gonna have to like fight to get up it. So I start rolling backwards, and I literally roll off the driveway into the grass, and then I really got fucked. So it took us like, what, 20, 30 minutes?
25, 30 minutes.
We were out there
for sure.
shoveling snow out from underneath the tires, and
Especially my car in the snow.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys have to understand, right? Like the kind of cars that you guys have, it's not optimal for Chicago. Like even my car, right? Like it's got too much torque and the wheels are so wide. I mean, it's the fastest car that we have in the house, right? My car. So the fact that you add like some really wide wheels to that, it's like a horse on a
Your
sled.
car sounds nice though. This car sounds nice.
It's like it ain't fast, but it sounds nice, man.
we saw a black X6 today, by the way, and it looked super clean.
Did it look better than mine? So
Black
be
X,
honest.
yeah.
You're not gonna hurt me because I've seen cars that look way better than both of yours.
Oh
Okay?
no, yeah.
That's true,
I
yeah.
agree.
It looks sick.
I'm kidding. I got offended because I love the X6, but I think it's time for an upgrade. The Bluetooth doesn't work, so I figured that's a good enough excuse for me to be like, "Hey, Jude,
Just need a new car.
what happened was that the Bluetooth doesn't work," and typically, I'd be like,
Get that SRT.
"No, a Jeep."
SRT,
Are you talking about
the
Charger?
Yeah, no, the
Jeep,
the
it's like a
fast-ass
Cherokee.
Jeep, yeah, but it's like has like a front grille, like it's
Oh,
lower.
it's dope. It's dope.
No,
It
fuck
sounds
that.
like-
Get the
MX6, whatever, 20 something.
you should get the Charger. To be honest, you should go for some American muscle. We got a lot of foreigns in the garage. You should get the Hellcat Charger.
Get it.
It's literally like
I
700
was gonna say get a
horsepower.
G wagon, but
Well, I mean, this is the thing though, right? Typically, I would just go out and get something, but when it's a big purchase, I sometimes say, hey, Jude, I'm just gonna get a new car. It's like cool. I contemplated getting the G wagon, but then Nate got it, and I'm still jealous. That car is
Same.
pristine, beautiful diamond stitching. The boy went in.
I forgot about that.
I mean, I don't know if I would have traded in my i8 though. At his age, I don't know. And he already has the M3. You know, if anything, I would have traded in the M3 and gotten like a Jeep, like Casey Neistat's Jeep with the big fat wheels.
Yeah.
That's what you drive, a
Literally,
Jeep?
yeah.
Really?
And he beats the shit out of it, and it still looks
Yeah,
like
but-
brand new.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't take care of anything.
I would have stayed in I8.
The spaceship.
Oh yeah, dude. You know me.
Yeah, but you're also in LA. That's the other thing,
That's-
right? In
that's
LA,
the
it
best
works.
part.
It's perfect,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like calling? Didn't he call somebody like from his car and they showed him? They gave him the directions like to McDonald's or something.
Oh
Across
yeah,
his
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's OnStar.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just OnStar?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not too sure.
How nuts! Imagine if you're the guy that works at OnStar and some little asshole calls
I'd
you,
be like-
and he's like, "Hey man, yo, can you give me the address to get some burgers?" and then he's like, "Here you go, another one
Yeah,
of
you
these."
know, that is how like, yeah, no problem. I'll help you guys out.
Yeah, sir, thank you, bro. Nate, when he was dying, I was fucking cracking out because I was just like, "Oh, what?" You know, he's like
Yeah,
ordering that from some dude that's just like that. Anyway, so yeah, I went to New York. Well, first of all, we're so far away from what we usually talk about that we skipped like a whole bunch of stuff, and not everybody watches Vision. So you coached this past weekend.
Yes. OpTic Halo had
You
the,
single-handedly made us not make it into the region into.
Look, I did a lot. Okay, I played a huge role in the loss, I guess. No, OpTic Halo had they had the regionals this past weekend. We ended up because the entire way the tournament was set out was pool play. There were 16 teams, 8 of them advanced. So all we had to do going into it was get top 2 in the pool, which needed to win 2 series. We ended up going 1-2, lost on the first day. Ended up getting the number 1 seeded team in the entire tournament in our pool, so that kind of sucked. But we were, I forgot about that. We were the 16th seeded team, so that makes sense. But yeah, we went 1-2 in the pool, did not qualify. Although when I was walking down here to record the podcast, I heard Mike and Nick like screaming call outs upstairs. I don't know if they're already back on the grind and ready to go like for another tournament or
I'm
what.
probably playing 8s or something.
Halo 8?
Yeah, probably.
I would have taken a break, man. You know, if look, my dreams of at least competing for $2.5 million just went down the drain, I would have taken some time off.
Same.
I would have not wanted to look at the game.
I wanted a little vacation.
Started making some YouTube videos or something.
Something. I live in Cali, just in the bacon in the sun.
Speaking of, you and Mike are going to Cali? 100%?
I don't know.
Yeah, is
yet.
that? Oh,
Listen,
what do you mean? You
Wait,
It's
okay,
Mike.
time out.
We were. He said he just texted me. He was like, "We're going, but we're not gonna Airbnb a house. We'll just stay at Matt's."
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can. I'm down to go.
Tomorrow. See, the only thing I would totally come with. I'm ready to go to Cali, but you guys are going back next month. I don't like spontaneous trips. Like they just came earlier today. While I went to go get dessert, by the time I came back, you guys had decided that you were going to Cali like tomorrow.
Well, it is me and Mike. Those are
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
decisions.
You guys are really spontaneous. I'm more of like,
I mean-
I need planned things. Or my
I'm
brain.
down.
But they're only there for the weekend, though. They leave tomorrow,
Monday.
they come back Monday.
Right.
So that's not that big of a deal. I almost said, I'll go with. If
You
I
did.
hadn't,
Well, I
if I
almost
hadn't,
said that too.
yeah, if I hadn't just
I
gotten
did
back
say
from New York, if I would have gone to New York, I would have been with you, 100%.
You
So
heard?
I'm committed to my vlog. You know, like I do
I really don't
adventures for
believe
my
it's
vlog.
science, so.
Hex, you don't think he would do it?
I don't think so.
What do you mean? I got a room at Fwizz's, 100%. I'm not staying at Matt's. It's on it.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. Well, you said Airbnb. You can literally book a room like the day before, like it's a hotel or
it's a
something.
joke. Yeah.
You know what Airbnb is?
I do.
That's just dope. That's just dope.
I just
like
didn't
it.
know you didn't have to. Like,
There's some
plan
crazy
ahead.
ass houses out there.
Yeah.
Crazy. Especially in California. I was looking at some. I was like, ooh.
You have to have history, good history, and good ratings if you do something like that.
Right.
For E3, if I don't get a house, or I'm sorry, if I don't get an apartment at the Marriott, which typically doesn't, we typically don't stay at the Marriott during that time because it's just extremely expensive, I get a condo right down the street. The last condo that I had was amazing, except the fact that it stunk.
I'm going to this E3.
Yeah, yes, you
I never
are.
went.
You're going, Will's going, like we're all going deep.
What is
Ooh, we can all split like a nice. Whoa, these are my kind of trips. Baby.
Well, you got
I'm back.
No, we're staying in a hotel. Do you want to stay at a house?
E3 is not in
We'll
LA,
all
is it?
split a big
Yeah,
house.
LA Live.
Oh,
Right,
what
what
is that?
chances?
Oh, I'm thinking of PAX is in Seattle, right?
We're going to PAX too.
Yeah.
We're doing it all this year.
Yeah.
We're going on tour, boys. Well, you and I have to go on tour because we have a book coming out.
Right.
We have a book tour.
Do you have a big
Yo.
book tour coming?
But my question is
I'll go.
that your book tour or your girls tour?
Speaking of the book, somebody was tweeting some pictures at me earlier today. Has it already, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No.
Has it already been printed?
Yes.
Yes, they spelled my name wrong on the book,
Yeah, no, it'll be fixed.
but it's already been printed.
No, those are samples.
Oh, okay.
When you open that book, you see all the words, but you don't see the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Right, the pictures are still being approved.
Okay. I was gonna be real upset. They just put 2 R's. They put a lowercase r and then
Big timer.
Yeah.
They thought you were
rolled it
Mexican.
at the end.
Yeah.
El big timer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even know the samples that they published, so I was a little worried.
Yeah, you know what? The first samples that they send, like every single picture that you guys have seen that we've tweeted out, like it's a book for diabetes, or like how to manage diabetes, how to live with diabetes is what it is, and I wanted to make a joke about the book, not about diabetes. Obviously, that's not funny, but I wanted to make a joke of like open it on stream and like, yeah guys, pre-order our book, and then open it and it says that. I'm like, don't buy it, it's fake, it's not real, it's just a cover of it. And just make that. And I talked to HarperCollins in the meeting that we had, and I'm like, yeah, I told them that the same monologue that I just had with you guys, where I'm like, yeah, I want to make this thing happen, and say don't buy it, it's fake, and they're like, they're like, yeah, man, that's funny, man.
They didn't laugh,
They literally said, only one person in there, like this one girl that was there was like found it humorous because the rest didn't get it right there. I'm like, obviously it's a book, but
They don't get our sense of humor.
yeah, they will.
Not a lot of people.
Oh, eventually.
Yeah, but they're excited about the book.
But I had to pick it. What?
Wait, what happened?
It was up in there. I was picking my nose on a can, just looking at it.
Well, no, it's funny because I looked at you and I looked at you.
Well, no, the good thing is that I was talking, and typically when I talk, the camera's on me. So and when you guys started talking, I immediately grabbed my coffee and took a sip of it. Right. So right now is your chance because I'm the one opening my mouth and making sounds with it. But they were very happy about it. They were happy with the book. They were excited about the opportunity that it brings. It's the first time that they're doing something like this in gaming, so they're nothing but psyched. I don't understand. I don't think that people understand how big HarperCollins is. Like I've never written a book before, but I knew who HarperCollins was because they're that big. They've been around forever. They're a good, wholesome New York American company.
Yes.
Met the son of his name is Matt Harper.
The son of
from-
Harper.
From HarperCollins. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's I had already met with him, but I met with him again. Cool dude.
Where was this? New York?
New York, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Office star in New York. And it went well. It was again, they had like 4 people in there. It was really like it's weird for me to step back into a corporate atmosphere. As laid back as it was, it's always weird because I lived it, right? I know what it's like to sit in a meeting and be falling asleep. I remember clearly though, one time I was in training at AIG. It's like one of the first couple of days that I was there. I was in training, and I was literally sitting in front of my trainer. What's her name? All right, I was sitting in front of her, and I was literally falling asleep in front of her. I was like,
While you're being trained?
yeah, and she's like reading, and I'm trying to stay up as hard as I can, but my eyes were just like, go to sleep. And I said, all right. And I'm like, is it okay if I go get some coffee? Because you're boring as fuck. In my head, you know, like, as often as I mean, you guys have known me for like 7 years now. Like, I say something, and then there's a whole bunch of other shit that comes in my brain that doesn't come out of my mouth.
Oh, same. I'm the same exact way.
Yeah.
If someone knew what I was thinking, they'd be like, "This guy's a full blown crazy dude."
bro, just
He's nuts.
yeah. Think about it, right? I mean, you sit there and you think about like sometimes I look at Jude and I'm like, as I'm talking, I'm like, I wonder what she's really thinking.
You never say that out loud.
As you're talking.
No, I just certain conversations that we have where me, I don't hold back when I'm in my comfort zone and with people that understand me. I just say everything that comes to my mind, and laughter mostly is what I'm going after. But sometimes I just say some outrageous ass shit that I'd be like, man, I'm like, why are you thinking that? And then I'm like, wait, not why, Mike. What is she thinking about the things that I just said? You just never know what they're thinking. You don't have to hate you.
No, he just tried. I know what he tried to do.
What's that?
Make me going crazy inside my own head. I didn't even understand anything he was talking about.
Break. Oh man. I promise you, bro. I promise you. I promise. I swear to you.
What the fuck?
I promise, bro. I promise that was not. I literally was just telling you really what I was thinking.
I'm like the whole time. What the fuck is he talking about?
So you thought that I was just saying that to make you go crazy?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to understand what he's talking about. I'm like, this ain't gonna work.
So you couldn't keep track of what I was saying. Like,
No,
whose head am I in right now? Who is he saying that out loud? Is he thinking it?
See, like that's. I hate
Like, it's not a
people
trick
like
question. I was literally.
No, I understood where you were going. Anyway, what? I want to hear more about Matt Harper. What?
All right, so Matt.
Is he like a young dude or? Is he
Yeah, the homie. I don't know how old he was, but he looked young. He looked like really young, like my age.
Yeah.
Was well dressed, casual. And
Yeah, were you suited up? Like,
Yeah. No, every time I go, this is my thing though. Like on my second meetings with them, I won't be dressed the same way, right? Like first impressions are like a big deal to me, so I always rock the Indochino.
Yeah, I need to get a suit.
I got you, bro.
I
Indochino.
think I need to,
What?
when we go places, I think I need to start stepping my, suit game up with some shoes.
Oh, for sure.
Well, no, I don't. You know what? I think the opposite. I don't think that you guys should. I mean, you guys are young enough to where you can get away with just wearing whatever because it's hip. Like in my day, like in the '90s, like 1990, let's say 2001 to 2005, when I was like going to clubs and whatever. You had to dress up. You had to wear slacks. No, not slacks, but definitely a dress shirt, a button up, or you couldn't get in. Dress shoes. You couldn't get in with gym shoes. Nowadays, right? Even back then, I would show up and they'd be like, "Yeah, let me see. All right, you can get in. You can't get in." I'm like, "All right. First of all, listen. Time out. These Jordans, these Jordan 3 Retro Cement Reds, cost way more than them shit kickers right there. Okay, I don't care who polished them. Okay, so you gotta let him in with them $60 shoes on, and you're not gonna let my 400s come in. Time out.
Time out. Get these on the show.
Yeah, no, I had to eBay these things, and eBay didn't exist back then, right? So I really had to do my job into getting these shoes. But yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, a well-dressed man is a well-dressed man.
Yeah, I enjoy dressing nice. I don't know, it just feels better. We'll hit up the malls and dress with some.
Well, no,
you
need to go to that place in the city again and like get fitted. Like,
no, well, that
was like 2 suits.
That was Indochino,
yeah,
and it was a pop-up shop. They don't have a store. They just travel the country because they're an internet company. Yeah. That's the other reason why I appreciated what they were doing. I could easily go to a tailor.
That's why you were so into that, huh?
Yeah, because it's internet. Like internet is king, right? So if you can get measured, and then anytime you want to go shopping, you just put your like I like this shirt, and they customize it to you. For
That's
you,
what Indochino does.
Yeah, you just measure. If you sign up, they'll send you a measuring thing. Let's talk. They're not paying us to be talking about.
I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, let's chill. All right. There's a lot of companies out there aside from the one that we just talked about. And whatever. I've been wearing Indochino. Like I pimp it out anyway. But anyway, so they send you a measurement. You measure yourself. You put in all your measurements, and then you pick the clothes that you want, and they fit you. They hug you. Wow. And the monogram. And you can put whatever it's like Big Timer Holdings and Securities.
What did you have in your video? I was watching it. OG for the OG.
Yeah, custom made for the OG from OG. Ooh, fire. The other one said, "Can you please remind me?"
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Another one said, "You want to win? Don't play." Ooh, I was a tap water builds character. A famous quote from Aesop Rock.
Yeah,
Too deep.
I need a suit. I definitely need to spice my, I just wear whatever. I mean,
Get you some Saint Laurent.
some nice shits. The
Some
boots.
slacks,
I'll go real crazy.
We'll figure it out for you.
Well, you should. Again, it's next time we meet. Like if we would have gone to a bar later that night, just for dinners and drink, like I wouldn't have dressed up. I would have gotten in my hoodie or this and just gone out. First impression is just pretty much like all I care about. You know, like
Right.
I want them to know that I respect them enough that I tried to look presentable for them.
Yes.
So that's one of the main reasons that I do that. But I do like to look.
But the entire meeting with the guy went well.
Very good, very good. Sales are good. They said
Of the book?
Yeah, of the book, they're good. They said that for a book that is not even close to being launched, that the sales are good. Typically better than some of the other stuff that they're selling.
I'm
Right?
sure a lot of you that are watching the podcast probably pre-ordered it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you. You guys are the true MVPs. The rest of you, the fake MVPs.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, they were happy, and I'm like, oh, those numbers don't really like, maybe we should start trying a little bit harder to push it. So yeah, it went well. They were happy. Everybody there was very, very like passionate about the project, and I was too. They gave us a whole list of like the things that they wanted to do. They were talking TV, news, morning show day. Dope
I'm
stuff.
ready. Wow.
Are you guys
You
ready
need
to
the
go?
weather?
They
You
said,
need the weather.
look, I'm gonna go as far as Oprah's book club.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Can you get us on Conan?
Huh?
Ellen?
Ooh.
Conan?
No,
Our
no.
own weather show.
Weather
It
show?
won't be that bad. It'll be 30 minutes in the morning. We'll spice it up.
Talk about the
It'll be a
weather.
hit.
Yeah, talk about the
drama,
book.
baby.
And then I told them too. I'm like, listen, this is an OpTic book, and although there's like a lot of people that weren't a part of this, like everybody's gonna be all about that book. Like if we have a book signing in Chicago, it ain't just gonna be Will, Seth, and I. It's gonna be everyone. We're all gonna show up mob deep.
Right.
We're gonna represent.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah, right? So the fans are not just gonna get to see, oh, hey, there's Sags, hell yeah. They're gonna get bonuses. They're gonna be like, ooh, big timer, he's a rare one. As that one little kid said. He's like a Pokemon. You sometimes see him, you sometimes don't.
Most of the time you don't.
Alright, we digress so much. We started talking about Halo, Will. I jokingly said that it was your fault.
Right.
Yeah. It was a joke. So what really happened?
Well, I don't know. I just, I haven't watched Halo. I used to watch a lot of Halo. I was a huge fan back in the day. Halo 2, Halo 3. I used to skip varsity high school baseball games to go home on championship weekends and
Oh
watch
yeah,
on
you told me
Sundays.
about this.
Oh, dude,
Tell
I
me
was
about
a
that.
huge fan. So just being around all those guys that I watched, like my childhood heroes, like Walshy, Strong Side, being in the pro lounge, it's fucking amazing. They're all really cool dudes too. They were very welcoming. Back in the day, you've spoken on it a lot, but when we first were coming into the scene, Halo did not enjoy our presence at all. So it was good to see. It was good to see all those guys. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the new Halos like I did back then, so it's hard for me to comment.
Did you ever have any bad experiences with any of the old Halo pros?
Because
Because it's a community.
at the weekend.
No, in the past, how they used to hate Call of Duty and they used to talk.
No, not personally. I don't think so. I've just never really talked to a lot of them or been close to them. But obviously, Instinct was with Eon, so we got
Yeah.
to see some of those guys. Over to Pistola, it hurt my heart that they didn't qualify,
Yeah.
as well as our team.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's-
Yeah.
that sucked too. But yeah, the young god Hugh, Call of Duty player.
That's your son right there.
Yeah. Everyone says that. Is that your son, Mace? Is that your brother?
No, he is a lord.
Yeah, I saw that. That no scope.
He said he had played Halo for some years, he played Halo 3, but never on a professional team, and he only started practicing 2 months ago. Literally knocked out Ogre 2, who's won 50 MLG tournaments and is a 5-time national champion.
Ooh.
Yeah, but would he have done that in Ogre 2's prime? Right? Right, that's what I'm saying. So when people say oh my god, he beat Ogre, I'm like, he beat a remnants of Ogre 2. He would have done that shit to my boy Pistola? You kidding me? Ola? Hey, Ola is my dude, bro. My dude. Anyway, I thought it was a good weekend. Obviously, everything sucked about it, but
It was good besides the fact that...
look, man, everything is I said it the other day. I'm like, look, man, when it's a problem, it's a bad problem. The problems are usually bad. But it was a good weekend in terms of, you know, the boys understood, right? The fans were all about it. They're like, look, we get it. You know, we've dealt with it before. They weren't calling for anyone's head. Not one tweet said, hey, drop Big Timer as a coach. Not one of them.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
You were handling with the time.
Everybody thought I was on my phone. Well, I mean, technically I was on my phone in the background, but I was using my phone to keep up with the camo times in my notepad.
Bro,
I was just
be
like
real.
on Twitter, like texting. I still have it right here. I can show you.
Yeah, but you know what you also have there? You have your stock ticker. Don't be lying.
Yeah,
Right?
that's trading a little.
That's
bit.
what I thought.
What were you?
Nah.
He's like they're losing. Like,
No, I just had like the camo OS time because there was really only one map where there were multiple like power ups that I needed to keep up with. So for the most part, it was pretty simple. It's just the only thing that was harder is I guess that's with Call of Duty too. Like the tournament atmosphere like makes their call outs so much more frantic and everybody's so much quicker pace, and it was so hard to get a word in because they don't stop talking at all. Like when they're playing upstairs, it's not bad, but then when they get to the tournament, it's like a completely different game.
yeah.
So that was
Four
kind of
people
weird.
just non-stop talking. It's so hard to understand.
Were you like, hey guys, you guys are talking too fast. Calm, Gary.
Relax.
Relax, Gary. You're
Relax.
going crazy, Gary.
Yeah, it's
Calm
weird.
down.
Because I started calling out the camo times, but I would say words that weren't necessary. So I would be like, the camo is going to come up in 15 seconds, guys, be ready.
Yeah.
And that's not what you say. You say camo 45, like condense it as much as you possibly can so you're not interrupting them. So that was kind of hard to get used to at first, but I got around to it and figured it out. So I don't know if they want me to like continue doing that, if they have more tournaments, because I think there are some bigger tournaments later this year. So if they do, love to continue to coach them. Maybe I'll actually sit down and play the game a little bit, practice, learn their strategies so I can help with more. Because there are like some really good Halo coaches, like Towie, I know is widely considered to be one of the best, and he helps out with team strategies. He can at least see like everybody's screens in front of them, and he knows what they're trying to accomplish, so he can tell them who's not doing what right or whatever. So
You got it. Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, that's good. To me, and I always say, and I said it in a video, I just really hate to see my friends sad, you know?
Same.
And yeah, they put themselves in that position by losing. It's their fault, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh, you know? And it's one of those internal struggles that I've always had, even from like the early stages. Like from the beginning, I was always like, what sort of approach do I want to take to this managerial job that I'm about to take, right? Do I want to? It's the same thing with parenting, right? Like I see Judith, like being friends with Olivia. I mean, she's an amazing mom, right? But I see. I mean, it's not. If she was bad, I wouldn't say that she was bad. So
Right.
I mean, take it for what it's worth. Okay, I personally think that I mean that. Okay, but I do see her like, you know, Liv doesn't go to bed until like 10, 11, and I'm like, Jude, why isn't she in bed? Why isn't she in bed? She's like, because we're hanging out. Oh, get a friend. Drink some wine with some other woman from like somewhere, another wife, stay-at-home wife. But they wake up like late. They wake up like at 10, I think.
Together, live.
Yeah. It's like no. It's like mom, it's time to get up. Lazy ass. No, I shouldn't say that. But can you imagine? I'd be like, live. So I don't know. So it's the same thing with parenting. Like, right? You don't. Where do you draw the line of like being a cool parent and being like a strict parent and all that? Me? You know me. Live.
I don't really know you as a parent. We don't see that side of you very often.
All right, well,
that's like a big part of your life that we literally don't see at all.
Yeah. Well, whatever I do here,
Right.
the way that I talk to you guys, minus the swear words, I'm like that at home. I'm like,
I figured it was like the complete opposite.
No.
I just don't see that.
I'm like, Jude, Oliver just pissed right there. You just gotta let it sit there. They're wooden floors. It's gonna go in there. It's gonna mold like I don't know. I know what mold from water looks like. But what does mold from piss look like? Is it different? Does it react different if I inhale it?
Probably
I
smells
don't know.
different afterwards.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we run a really tight ship
Right.
when I'm home. When I'm not, oh my god, I can only imagine.
Right.
When I'm home, the dogs sleep in their designated area. Okay? But when I'm out on trips, okay, Liv takes over my side of the bed with all her My Little Ponies, okay? And then the dogs are also sleeping in the bed. I know
Oh.
because Jude loves the social media.
Yeah.
She's always posting pictures of
Uh-huh.
dogs.
Louis probably on that shit, just
Right.
dragging his butt across the sheets.
Oh, dude, if I get dog pink eye,
Oh, my
one of
God.
them is going back to wherever we got
That'd be
him from.
it. You just never know.
Little Louis, man. How is Louis? We haven't seen him since you first.
Yeah.
Oh, I just brought Louis for entertainment purposes. No, he's good. If anything, like it was really good to see him in his comfort zone naturally, like instinctually. Huskies.
The dog you're talking about?
Yeah, Louis. You asked about Louis. I'm talking about Louis.
Yeah.
All right. So Louis, who is a Pomeranian, okay, descendant of the Husky family. How do I know this? Because Judith told me.
Wow.
She reads everything.
Did you know he was so and so?
Yeah, did you know his great granddad? Anyway, so we put him out. Well, she put him out in the snow, and the homie instinctually went nuts. He was a snow
He
dog.
liked it?
Yeah, he loved it. Loved it. Started digging for the snow. Started eating the snow.
No
started
way.
rolling around. What's crazy is that he doesn't sleep on the covers or blankets like everyone in the dog beds. He doesn't sleep. He sleeps on the tile because it's so cold.
Yeah.
Right. He's so hairy
Right.
that he gets hot. He goes in the bowl and starts like, splashing himself with water.
Oh yeah, I saw that video you posted.
Yeah, I'm like, Jude, if you don't wipe that water, I'm gonna use Louis as a mop and teach him not to do that. But yeah, Louis is good. Thank you for asking.
No problem. Louis the man. I wish we had a dog. We've been here
See, but I would want a
3
bigger
years now.
dog.
Really?
Yeah, like
I actually
would
would want a real husky. But started off as a puppy, so it looks like Louis.
Yeah,
And
just
you kinda
imagine a
grow
big
up
old
with
dog
him.
you could like rough around with, like not a little dog. Like
If we had
you heard it accidentally, it's like
He comes, jumps up on you, and just like
Yeah.
attacks you. You're like,
Yeah, breaks the
Yeah,
microphone,
exactly.
breaks your setup,
No, that's
sheds
that's the best
everywhere,
part
ticks
about
up.
it.
Listen,
Yes.
I know how you guys are with Chipotle burrito bowls. You guys leave that. None of you are gonna pick up a big pile of shit.
Not even that. I want a dog that would like you always said that it would listen to you and only loves you. You don't want someone else telling your dog to sit.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
problem is I
no.
would be extremely jealous if we had like a house dog. Like I would want my own. Like if
He's
I
not
wanted to
going to
cuddle with
sleep
him
in
one
crib
night.
at night.
Like imagine we're watching The Sopranos and I want him to cuddle with me and he goes over to you. And I'm gonna be pissed. I'll be pissed at you. Probably.
For calling him over and shit.
He's like, I'm gonna go get some food. Hey, you want something? Crib? Alright. He's like, whoa, Bose is right there. I said, no.
Yeah, that would create some bad blood.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
sure.
I don't think, I don't think you guys are responsible enough to take care of one. 2, I care more about dogs, just any animal, than you guys. Okay? Not like that, not in a mean way. I'm saying is that
No, that makes
I care
sense.
enough for the dog that I wouldn't put him in your hands because you
Right.
guys aren't. Dogs need attention.
It's true.
Right? They're not like cats.
You gotta tell me, my dog's 15 years old. He's talking to us.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Bose.
What?
What I just said, just
I mean,
put it in.
I know what to do.
What?
It'll be fine.
How often do you have to walk a dog?
I mean,
Wrong answer.
I wouldn't. I mean, whenever he's at the door, or whenever he's scratching, it's time to go. Come on.
Yeah.
What would you even name a dog?
What would we name it?
Yeah. Optic?
No, what?
Muppet?
No, I said optic.
No. No,
We'd come up with something cool.
yeah.
It'd have to be something
Energy
cool.
missile?
Had to do this one.
Like frag grenade?
I don't know about that, but
Oh,
He'd be a
man.
dope ass name though. He'd be a nice dog. I'd
Yeah.
make a Twitter for him and everything.
after they're trained too, like dogs are so
Oh,
fucking
we
cool
should get a
because
German
they'll.
Shepherd, don't do the schooling. He come
Yeah,
out like a nice.
exactly. Anytime they need to go out, they'll let you know.
Yeah,
like
that's
my
what I'm
dog
saying.
has like a pattern that he will go through, and he'll like literally stand in front of you, scratch you, like spin in circles,
Yeah.
run to the door back and forth, like whenever they need.
Well, the reason that they turn around in circles is because, and I think I'm kind of talking on my ass, but some of the stuff is legit.
Right.
They do the circle thing so they can level the grass around them so the shit doesn't get stuck to them.
Is that why they do that right before they're about to shit? Like
Yeah.
they walk around.
They're
in
settling the
circles?
grass around them so they can shit and they're not leaving a piece of shit on top of some grass for them to like do that because poop obviously attracts predators. Pretty much is what it is. That's why that's why when a dog, a woman dog, I don't want to say bitch, has a litter, she eats the poop because it saves the odor from getting out to the predators.
She eats the poop.
Yes, and the placenta.
What the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah.
Savage shit.
Yeah.
That's
No,
nature,
dude.
bro. By the way, speaking
My mom would never eat my shit. I'll tell you that.
same, I don't think I'm gonna lie.
Well, you wouldn't know. You'd be a little kid like, ah!
Eat it, mom.
Save me from the boogeyman.
Speaking of nature, we got to do something about the coyote problem that we have in the neighborhood. The other night, I was literally hold on, I need some water.
They come out, bro. They're like,
We've
just,
seen them.
just imagine like they come. They let you know when they're coming into the town too. You hear them like, woo.
Somebody's pet dog got slaughtered the other night.
No.
I was literally in the garage, and at first I was about to leave, and I thought I heard kids. It sounded like kids at like a pool party, like screaming or something. And then I got real quiet for a second, and I went to one of the windows in the garage, and I heard. I'm telling you, the only thing that could have been was something was getting killed. I don't know if it was a dog or
Right
like
there.
another coyote, but it was yelping. It's the only thing it could have been, and you could also hear like. Anyway, you could also hear the coyotes around them like howling, and then I ran upstairs. You remember?
Oh yeah, to get us.
I ran up to get you guys to listen and see what the fuck that was, and by the time I got back, it was dead silent.
Yo,
I'm telling you, they were.
Me and Mike were
feasting on
shoveling the
that
driveway when he used your car that day,
Yeah.
and you used Heck's car.
Yeah.
We were shoveling the driveway. A coyote just comes sprinting down the street. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, yo! We were like, Mike was like, look. I'm like, I'm not going down there, bro.
Did it come
That thing
past the
comes-
driveway?
Yeah, it just pranks down the street like it owned the neighborhood.
Really?
They just running down the street. Yeah, not even running, just walking. I'm like, what the fuck?
It might have been the same one we saw that night coming home from the gas station. They're everywhere, man. I don't know if it's because this is a new development.
Should we tell?
No, it's not.
I don't know why this just like reminded me of the story. Remember the time where the deer passed our car? Your car? We were in your
Oh,
car, and
yeah.
we were in the rental. It was that rental
Really?
Mercedes. It was the first time,
Yeah.
not the last time where I drove the rental Mercedes.
Yeah.
The time before that,
Yeah.
and I think this was when we first moved into this house, maybe.
Yeah, it was
Like
right
the
afterwards.
beginning moving, and we were on the highway going right, and a fucking deer just comes out of nowhere, literally nowhere. But the highway had two, barricades, so
Yeah,
like
the
the
divider in the
deer
middle.
had to jump over it just to get to the other side. There was two of them, and it passed our car. Right, we were like, oh, I'm like, yo, deer, and it just went by.
You
Right,
thought I didn't see it.
and
at
we
first.
didn't like warn the vehicles coming in front of us. We just let it go, bro. We were looking through the back mirror. Another car was going right towards it. All we saw, we didn't see the deer. We just saw the car driving. It was like, phew,
Yeah.
all crazy. You know,
Swerve
it
completely
had to
off
been
the road.
like.
Well, how do you
370
warn them?
disaster.
You know, it's
Well, no, it wasn't
Flashlights.
even the cars coming this way. It's because the deer got to the middle of the divider and then had to turn around and go back. It was the car behind us. So there's nothing I could have done.
Right.
We saw the guy literally swerve off the road.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know
shit
if he
was
hit it that
crazy.
night or-
Yeah,
no.
then actually we can't
Yeah.
warn them what we fucking gonna
Could have
do.
tapped the brakes, I guess. But
The other thing about dogs is like they're expensive, man. Like if they like, for example, my friend during Christmas ate their dogs ate like 7 grapes or something like that. Their grapes are bad for dogs.
really,
See, you didn't even know
I
that.
know
You can't
chocolate
have-
was bad. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
grapes are bad. Anyway, so they took him in. It was like $2,000 to pump the stomach for both dogs.
Wait,
Oh.
say that again?
So $2,000 each to pump the stomach.
For 7 grapes?
Yeah,
Holy shit!
they were little dogs, right? So it was a lethal dose.
And we don't eat grapes. So.
Right. So like in situations like that, like, and I have the dogs, right, and whatever. Like, do they have dog insurance? I'm pretty sure Judith probably already figured it out. Anyway, it gets to the point where it's like, you know, you're spending more money, right? You're gonna spend money if they get sick. It's bad, right? And me, or you in your situation, like, use your money to like buy toys or mics or cameras. I mean, the majority of the stuff that we buy is like fun for us, but it's also like
Yeah.
a business. It has business purposes.
There's been so many things I bought and I didn't even use.
Like what?
My Apple Watch. I don't use that.
I use
Jersey.
the crap out of this one. What?
You just started using that one.
No, I just got a new one.
Oh. I didn't
This is the
know
new
that.
one. The old one, the one that Judith got me, was like the basic one.
Oh.
And when I first came out with it, was like, I'm like, what? He's like, nice watch. And I was like, what? He's like, oh no, nothing. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh no, it's just, you know, like, you know how he is, like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
busting my balls. And I'm like, oh, immediately I'm like, Jude, did you buy me the most basic one? She's like, yeah, why? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm like, you know the watches that I wear, girl. Why are you buying me some? Why are you treating your man like that? I'm gonna buy you.
Yo,
like,
did you just see what I did?
What?
I laughed and like put my head down, but I thought I was gonna hit my head off the mic, and I wasn't even close. I was like, you're gonna see that on there, bro.
So yeah. So like, anyway, buying my, like, today we bought a drone. Today, yeah.
That's dope. I can't wait to see the footage from that.
For me, like spending the money that way, like on things that are gonna work, so it works differently, right? Because okay, I got a drone, but now that means that I have to get 2 hoverboards because the reason we got the drone was so we can race around the neighborhood in hoverboards. So it's kind of like a like toy, but it's also business.
Wait, that's why you got the drone to race around?
Well, no, the drone's for the other thing that we're doing, like you know the good stuff,
The thing.
like the paintball, the racing, car racing, like all that.
I just can't believe you trust yourself with it. You said it's like a $1,300 drone. There's no way. Because I used to have. Remember back in 2011 the prizes that we got
Yeah, the
for
parrots.
Columbus?
The parrot.
The what?
The parrot.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, the
like
parrot
a
drone.
quadrocopter thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I broke that. I mean, it was made of like styrofoam, but I broke that bitch in like literally a week, dude. Just flying it into the ground, into windows. I was trying to like spy on people and bring it up into the
Fuck
windows.
around with it.
There's no way I would trust myself with a
I
13.
crashed down, but like,
Oh, and it's made
I'll
of
be
it's made
furious.
of plastic. I mean, if
Yeah.
you crash it into the ground from like a high place, I mean, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, I think the so the drone itself is $400.
Right.
Okay, the other 900 is the 4K camera. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know how that thing is, but it's got a good casing and
Right.
and I get it. Am I confident? Yeah, I've flown those little what do you call those? I've flown parrots before.
I'm just
The
saying
little
that-
I
helicopters.
can't wait to see that footage around here.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like I mean again like we could have made like all that without the drone, but I think it adds on value, right? But you know, just as a message to everybody out there, and I talked about it in a video, you don't need like super expensive equipment to like all these microphones that I went out and bought. Let's see, this microphone I believe it's like $350, somewhere in that area. Is $350? Because you have the same one upstairs.
Yeah, I think the microphone itself is like $350, but then you sort of need like mixers or whatever to amplify the sound.
Yeah. So overall, it's been like I think we spent close to let's say $3,300 on stuff just for the podcast.
Right.
Right. But this podcast could have happened, like I said, with like any mic. Like at the beginning of all this, like during the struggle days when I first started doing this, you know, obviously I had just left work, left my job to do this full time. Judith was the only one working. She was pregnant. We knew that we were gonna have to go on this like period where I either find a job or we're gonna have to be living really, really uncomfortably, right? So in those days, it would have been really hard for me to be like, hey, baby, you know, I need to buy this Yeti mic that's $120.
Yeah.
Right nowadays, I see $120. I'm like, that's you know, let's get something better.
Right.
But like everything that I did back in the day, like she bought me a mic. I was using I was using my iPhone. Okay, and still to this day, there's been times where I've used the iPhone microphone because it's good. It's got good quality for what it is. You do the same thing that you do on the podcast, right? You clap, you sync the audio, and it's really good. And what's good about it is that you record and then you email it to yourself and then you sync the audio that way. But she saw what I was doing and she was at a garage sale, I guess. She used to shop at garage sales, and she found this $3 Rock Band microphone, right? And that's what I used like for, geez, man, since like 2009 all the way to like the end of 2010. So Top 5 Kill Cams, which is a show that I don't know, you know, through the course of time got like 50 million views as a series, right? I don't even know why Machinima took those videos down, but one of those videos had like 7 million, the other one had like 6,
Damn.
5, 4, 3, like
Wait,
millions of views.
Those videos aren't up anymore?
No, they took them down.
Oh, those are classics.
I know, and I asked them, hey, can I get them so I can re-upload them?
Yeah.
And they never replied. I don't know if that's a robot or if that's a human, but I'm pretty sure that if I show up to LA, they'd be like, unlisted, and give me the link, please.
Yeah, they're still out there somewhere.
Yeah, but I just wanted them because they had so many views, right? But all those were made on a $3 microphone, if you think about it. So I don't want you guys to think that to create good content you need to spend like a shit ton of money. And I've talked about this endlessly, right? Because and I talked about it on my vlog today, so it's kind of ironic that I'm doing it again because they're released on the same time. But every single time I do a graffiti drawing, like a time lapse, everybody's always like, "Oh, what kind of markers? What kind of markers?" I'm like, markers. No, you don't just get to do what I'm doing, right? Like it's just like my best friend Omens, right? He was like my mentor when it came to art, both graffiti and just non-graffiti stuff. Like he's a natural, God-given talent artist. No matter what I do, no matter how much money I spend on that, I'll never be able to be as talented as he is
Right.
when it comes to drawing. And art is subjective, right? In many ways, if not the entire aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I just know that I don't have the talent that he has. And what I was trying to relay that to is that you're not going to go out and buy the markers that I use. They're like each marker is like $2.50, you have 100 markers, sort of the complete set. You're looking at close to like 250 because there's a lot of them. So, if you don't know how to draw, buying and throwing money at the situation is not going to help it, right? Same thing applies to content, YouTube, and all that.
I think it's you've probably seen the video. I'm pretty sure it's Casey Neistat that has talked about it. He said it's more about the story that you're trying to tell whenever you're creating content, as opposed to the quality of your microphone or your video. Because some of the best videos I've ever seen on YouTube are shit quality, but they're either hilarious or they tell a really good story. So yeah, a lot of the vlogs even that we did in the OpTic house leading up to it, obviously we were financially capable of getting good cameras, but we did a lot on the iPhones. And literally everyone has an iPhone now that has, the 6S has
4K.
Yeah, 4K. Yeah. So
Syndicate shoots on iPhone only.
His
front
vlogs?
camera too, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, all of it.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's good camera. I mean, the iPhone, it's a magical device. Right? It's like the camera, like the pictures you take with the camera, it's like
ridiculous. I actually just took a picture of like the mic and just like, that shit looks like a human eye, I swear. It's crazy, bro.
Alright, bro, you're on some shit tonight.
I'm just saying that. It's crazy.
The microphone looks like a human eye.
No, I mean like the quality's so good.
Oh, okay.
Like you're looking
at it. Yeah, like you're looking through an eye.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I get it. I thought you said mic. I'm like, bro, if anything, it looks like a snow cone. Like a really burnt chocolate snow cone.
Yeah, no, as long as you're being, creative and like I said, telling a good story, I think you'll be perfectly fine without top tier equipment.
Yeah. That reminds me, a lot of people were asking about advice, and one of the questions was like, how do you get in front of audience and all that? Look, it's I don't have any advice as to how to grow your YouTube channel, because when I was doing it, there was zero money being made on YouTube. For 2 years, I did the YouTube thing for free, only because, well, not for free, because I was seeking sponsorship, and that's the way that, because you couldn't monetize videos at the time. You were just doing it because, one, you were going to be the best at something and you wanted people to enjoy your content, and that's the only reason for 2 years. So everybody nowadays are like, oh, you're doing this, you're a money whore? Like, well, first of all, I did this before you even stepped to the plate, homie. Before you even knew what this scene was happening, I did this for 2 years, like, for the love of it, right? Even if I sold OpTic and we all won let's say we all won the lotto, I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing.
Oh, same. We talked about that.
No,
before.
yeah, we always talk about that frequently.
Yep.
I mean, if anything, everybody's videos will become
immensely
so
much better.
And which is kind of weird that we're saying that, because we're literally talking about how you don't need money to make good content. But I'll tell you what, okay? Let me tell you what.
If we won the lottery, our videos would be fucking insane.
It would be crazy. The craziest.
So
I don't imagine. I don't know.
Yeah, so at the beginning it was just like it was a struggle in the sense that you were doing it just for the pure love of it, and that's what I mean. That's where I was going with that, without getting too ingrained in the past.
Yeah. No, as far as growing YouTube channels, it is a lot harder to give people advice just because there are so many people trying to do it.
Can agree.
Yeah, it's not near the same as it was even when.
It's like you could name, like, I don't know, let's just say, for example, you can just be like, what big Call of Duty YouTubers are, and there was like a handful.
Oh yeah, there's only 4 or 5.
Yeah, and now it's just so many of them, you can't even count.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that do the same thing you do, and you don't even know who they are, but they may have just as many views or more.
Right.
And you still might not know who they are. It's just crazy how big. It seems so small, but yet so big.
It's very saturated now. I don't know the number of like how many, like Call of Duty. Do they even keep up with that? Like content creators between each, game or genre. But I'm sure there's.
Yeah, I mean, well, think about it, right? Like I started as a Call of Duty guy,
right?
Sniping first, and then everything else.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing vlogs, right? Like everybody's gonna evolve, right? It's YouTube for a reason, right? Oh, you are in charge of whatever it is you want to. If tomorrow I say I'm gonna start a cooking show, I'm gonna start a cooking show. Right. It's my channel. Some people are gonna watch, some people are not gonna watch. But anyway, so on that, let's get to the advice. OpTic podcast advice, and I want to give a shout out to the people that reading comprehension isn't the strong suit. What I said, all right, pretty much the tweet said, hey, use hashtag OpTic podcast advice, and ask us for some advice. Maybe we can help you. Some dude's like, you should put the camera like at a different angle.
Started giving us advice.
Yes. I'm like, damn, homie. Tactual says, and this applies more to you guys than me, how to make your parents accept gaming 4+ hours a day.
Did he say how old
See, that
he is
seems-
exactly?
He says,
Yeah,
and he says the reason I'm asking that is because I got into a decent uni. So this guy's from the UK because they say university instead of
Right,
college,
yeah.
and they lose their shit if I play 2+ hours a day, even though I have my homework done and all my grades are pretty much, up to par.
Wow. That's what I was going to say is I literally had to just keep up with grades, make
Yeah.
sure everything was in line before gaming, and then I was able to balance it. Luckily, I don't know, I just didn't study much
It's just-
in school, so it
It's
didn't
just
take a lot
weird
of
how
time.
like things fall into place because there'd be times like see it was different. Like my mom was so about it.
Yeah.
Like my mom didn't mind if I played the game, but if I was up late or something, she'd be like, "What are you doing, Mark?" Like she'd get mad about it. But see, if I went to my grandfather's house and played 11, game was off, or he's coming there and actually taking the cord out, and that was the worst. So it was like hard because I used to frequently stay over there because my parents weren't together growing up. So if my mom had to work because she's a nurse, if she had to work from 12 at night to 7 in the morning, like I was young, so I was gonna go to my grandparents' house, and at this time, this is when things were like world at war. I'm playing
All day.
day,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when 11 hits, I'm waiting till I hear that doorknob turn for him to come in, so I can be like, this is crazy, bro.
Release the
This
dogs.
happens, bro. Yeah, it was worse. But I mean, it's crazy how things fall into place. Like before, my mom didn't want me to move here. She was like,
Really?
you're not leaving here, Mark. You're only 18. Like she was going crazy about it. Even traveling to events by myself, she hated it. She was like, "Are you going with your friends?" She would question me day in and day out. Well, I gotta go. I'm like, "You're not going. I'm by myself." And then finally, like as soon as I started like winning some money, she saw like I was doing like, all right, well he's going for a reason. And things started growing, and I joined OpTic, and that's the story.
Yeah, if it's not like interfering with your life at all right now, and they still don't support it, then that situation just sucks. But it did take until I'd say like 2011 Call of Duty XP when we won like the $400,000.
Yeah.
That was the point where she was like, okay, I finally accept what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you just have to prove to them that it's going to be a good
Yeah.
decision. So
And you got to remember, at the end of the day, like nobody in this world is gonna love you more than your parents. So you got to believe that, as crazy as it seems, they're doing it because they love you, right?
Oh,
It's gonna be up to you to like explain it to an irrational person because love makes you irrational. Like there is literally nothing that anybody could tell me that would make me think different of something that I was so passionate about, like it is, like
No, I
am
can
from a living,
agree,
right?
yeah.
So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Like first of all, tell them straight up to their parents, mom, dad, I love yous to death.
that sounds more Irish, I think.
Oh well, I don't know. He said uni.
Could
He
be.
might be
Yeah, that's true.
from Ireland. Anyway, so just tell them that you understand that they love you to death and they're doing everything for the. But be clear and explain. It's like, Mom, I know that you guys love me, but please know that this is what I love. My grades are good. If this fails, I still have school to fall back on. And I think that's like the best approach that you can do. Just do whatever it is you
That
can to
doesn't work.
explain
Prove
it.
them wrong. I mean, that's.
If that doesn't work, leave. I'm
Move
kidding.
out.
Never talk to them again.
Just go win COD champs, that'll do it.
Yeah. All right. So this one is. I took a picture of this one and then I wrote, "Mama Bear is angry."
Uh-oh.
Okay. I had to write that to remind me as to why. One of the reasons. All right, the question is from the Wonder Beast. Maybe briefly explain why you won't let OpTic members curse on Twitter, but you allow them to do it on YouTube and stream. That's a good one, right? Because I am that guy, right? And it took a while for me to explain it to them and explain to everyone that. All right, so let me explain to you where Mama Bear comes in, right? Some kid, I was streaming at some point or another, and something happened when somebody tweeted at me. He's like, "Oh, dude, if you would have done this better, you would have been in a better spot." Like some real funny, sarcastic, like jokingly mannered tweet at me, and I said, "Haha, fuck you, dude." Right? I replied, "Haha, fuck you, dude."
Wait, was this lately or?
No, this was like
okay.
like 2 years when I was playing Minecraft,
Right.
during Black Ops 2, right? And then I get a tweet that says, "Mama Bear is angry. Please don't talk to my son that way." And in my head, I'm like, oh, we were just shooting the shit. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, oh yeah, we're cool. Fuck
I know what you
you.
mean.
So one is tone, right? You can't hear tone through text, right? The other thing is that people can take it out of context.
Right.
Like
I agree.
text is the easiest thing to take out of context,
Yep.
right? Because you don't know the tone, you don't know what it is. They can leave out they can cut your sentence in just that, and you can say, like, fuck my teacher, instead of the whole thing says like, fuck my teacher is the most awesome person in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everything can be taken out of context. And when you deal in a world where, or in a business where sponsorship is a major part of this, and you're trying to elevate the sport into a more professional level, that's something that I'm gonna do. And if people don't like it, tough shit. Or as I would say on Twitter, tough cookies.
I would, but even that, I don't think any of us like go above and beyond with the cursing. Like we don't in videos, we don't
Even on
take
YouTube
advantage of it. Yeah, like we don't just do it over and over and over just because it's YouTube and we can't do it on Twitter.
Right.
But still, like I don't know, it's hard. People just take so many things out, like you said, out of context, regardless of what it is. Like it's funny you bring this up because earlier today, when Nate Shot tweeted us about the podcast, was it today or it was something like that?
Yeah.
And I tweeted the GIF or GIF, however you say it. I was like,
Yeah.
rolling my eyes. But I was originally going to tweet. It said at the bottom of it, "You are awesome," but the person in the picture was like,
Oh.
"Fuck you."
Yeah.
But I was gonna tweet that, but I was like, nah, let me not, just because I know there'll be that like select few of people who are like, is he really saying this to him? But
Yeah.
For sure.
you guys know I'm joking around.
Yeah,
like,
he
you know.
knows that you're joking around.
Exactly.
Like even his tweet was a joke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but so many people
he
like,
wants to be a part
yeah.
of the podcast. We want him to be a part of the podcast, but the way that this is formatted, we need to be in the same
I actually
room.
want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
I just
hit
gotta
me.
say this. The only thing, and this is my literally like my only problem, I would say, with like social media and stuff, is people just need to loosen up and just like be more open to things. Like there was a comment in my video, for instance, like of you about, remember I told you about the leak?
Yeah.
And I cut it after that because we started talking about something I didn't want to put on camera.
Yeah.
So I cut it at the part where you like looked up at Nick on FaceTime. You were like, "Fucking Nick," and then one of the like 48 upvotes top comment was like, "Hex hates Nick so much he's gonna kick him out of OpTic." Like
See,
come
comments
on,
like that,
dude.
I don't know if they're
Like,
also joking.
Yeah.
They're
That's
playing
what I'm
along with
saying.
it.
Like,
Like,
I
it's
but I
boxers.
kind of think there's almost serious sometimes. Like
Yeah.
you
Some of them
just
are
can't-
100% serious.
Maybe that's the problem with text, like what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You
True.
just can't tell.
Yeah,
the
that
tone.
is true. That is also, it's tricky, but I just never know. But still, there's just so much of it that there's no way
Yeah.
someone's got to mean.
Oh, some of them are serious.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's
What have you
just
said before though? As long as it's under the
Creative context according to the essence of the scene.
Exactly.
Okay? I swear all day long. Off camera, I'm a sailor.
Same.
But I come from an era, okay, where when I was 4 to like 7 years old, growing up in Mexico, going to the corner store and buying like beer for my uncles. Like this is my other thing, right? And I don't want to get into any specifics, right? But I don't care what people do behind closed doors. I don't care how old they are and what they do behind closed doors. But again, when you're in a place where you are trying to elevate something, you're trying to work something, you have certain agreements with people in contracts that stipulates that there's morality clauses that say you can't say certain things or you can't be overly something, then it's either you it's not even your choice at one point. It's just somebody that you have a relationship with or a business relationship with that they said, hey, you got to do this, otherwise the whole team's gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Right? You got to do that. I don't care what people do behind closed doors. Like I respect people's privacy. I want people to respect my privacy. So what I do behind closed doors and behind the camera is nobody's business. Right? I choose to be something. If I choose to be something else behind the camera, that's one thing. Right? Like I don't care. Like if it's just not me, right? And going back to it, like I come from an era where when I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, I would go to the corner store and buy 40-ounce bottles for my uncles and my cousins, because in Mexico, I don't know, people trust that it's like, I don't know, people just trust that you're not gonna be a drunkard at that age, or
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. They let you
buy
it?
yeah, no, I mean, even if they ID'd me, I would have failed because I was like
Well,
7 years old.
Right.
Right, but I would go and buy like 2 40-ounce bottles of beer, caguamas as they're called, tecates,
Right.
and take them to my uncles, and that was fine. Like my culture is different than anybody else's, right? Like it's just everything needs to be appropriate in terms of business, because it's not just one person; it's a whole company that's gonna suffer in that regard.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we started.
I'm just saying.
Tone.
It's
That's
just
why
crazy
we
how
can do
things.
it in
It's
videos.
crazy how things work for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's not like, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that stuff, but you know, I literally don't care what people do behind closed doors. Like, it's 2016. People are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, if is it okay for somebody to get drunk in Amsterdam because the legal drinking age there's 18, or if you go to South America or Mexico where you can pretty much buy a bottle whenever you want. You know, like, I don't care about this stuff. You know, it's not. But you know, contracts are in place. There's nothing that you can do. Now, last advice from, I'm not going to read his name because it's offensive. Ardilla de Oro, or Ardilla de Oro, aka the Golden Squirrel, says, "How do I take a girl out on a date without a car?" And then that'll be the last advice that we give out this week. Excuse me.
See, the only time I've only done dates since I've been here. I've never
since
done.
you gotta be
Have I? Maybe one before, but it was with other people, and we took maybe a cab or something.
I was gonna say
maybe like Uber, but I don't know
Yeah.
their living situation. So, but I mean, if you're gonna take someone on a date, I'm sure you can Uber. So
You can
Uber,
Uber.
Yeah,
brother.
literally Uber. That's
it's the easiest
what you
thing.
do.
Uber X, boom, boom, wherever you're going.
Uber, get creative. Go to a picnic. Or
I
something.
still use Uber a lot, even though I have a car.
Yeah.
I
Same.
love Uber.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, no, I mean, I don't. Not around here.
Right.
But-
no, not around here, but just still, I still use Uber frequently, even with a car. I mean,
Yeah, it's a pretty simple answer. I mean, Uber, and if you don't want to do Uber, just, I don't know, get.
Look, man, if you want to take a girl out on a date, nothing's gonna stop you. Okay, if you don't got nice clothes, borrow your dad's clothes. If you don't have a car, Uber. If you don't have Uber, meet her somewhere. Have her parents drop her off. I mean, don't get me wrong. How old are you, homie?
Right.
Because if you're 35 and you're all right, so I'm assuming that you're still in high school. Okay, this is in my head.
Yeah.
You're in high school. If you're not, don't take offense to this, but Uber, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, if you like a girl, there's literally nothing that anyone's going to do to stop you from it. If you're in desperate need, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah, you're trying to get your free come.
All right, Will, hit us.
Yeah, I'm coming for the Twitter moments. We're just doing one of these.
Yeah,
Okay.
pick one.
One of these.
I feel like we still got to talk about the UFC, how Dos Santos pulled out, bro.
Wait,
He's
what?
fighting what?
Dos Santos, what? What do you mean?
Pulled out,
the
he's fighting
McGregor
Nick
fight?
or Nate Diaz. I
Oh
forgot.
yeah. Oh wait.
He's fighting Nick Diaz?
McGregor's fighting Diaz
Yeah.
now. Which Diaz?
The older brother.
Nate?
Yeah, Nate Diaz. There
It's
you go.
Nick and Nate.
Yeah.
Nick or Nate?
Whatever the older one
Nick.
is. So, yeah.
Nick's the
Nick.
man,
Yeah,
but
they were talking shit to each other and everything. It was crazy.
yeah, bro, Nick's the man.
Wait,
but,
so do you want to talk about that, or do you want to talk
We can
about
talk
something
about. I was
else?
just saying, like, it's crazy how Dos Santos pulled out.
So it looks like, I don't know, this is do we want to go like with a touchy subject? Or
Yeah.
Something. So apparently there are at least 4 people dead after a shooter targets his former employer. This was posted 46 minutes ago. So
Fuck.
another mass
Where?
shooting in Kansas. Well, it was Excel Industries in Heston, Kansas.
Oh my God.
The suspect reported death.
it's in this day and age, it's hard for me to, you know, after all the stuff, and I know these are sensitive subjects because people actually die and it matters, right? All lives matter, by the way. Okay, like I hate getting into that political argument with that, but I completely understand, right? Like I have family members that are black. I'm obviously of Mexican descent. I act a certain way in front of a police officer because I feel that I need to overcompensate for whatever, right? But I also know what it's like to live in an area where you call a cop and they're not going to be there for 3 to 4 fucking hours. Okay, so anytime that I get into this argument, to this debate, right, about whether or not cops are using excessive force, yes, they are. But there are also a million other cops that are good, right? So everybody that says fuck the police has never lived in Mexico the way I lived in Mexico. 'Cause I remember clearly, my dad used to work the second shift from like, I don't know, 1 a.m. all the way to 7, whatever, or 8. And I remember at night, there would be fucking people on our roofs running around. Yeah, they would, just because they were fucking assholes, like the gangbangers from the neighborhood would be on top of our roof, and it's just my mom, I'm 8, my sister's 7, and we're just 3 alone, and there's people trying to get into our house, right, to rob us and shit.
Jesus.
But yeah, so again, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because this is obviously going to lead to gun control, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that it's going to be is like, what is the government trying to pass off? Because this is not going to be the first time that they've done some shady ass shit to pass some sort of law. Right now, it's this big debate: gun control, gun control, gun control. Right? It's just weird, man. You just never know what the story is.
And just like even with that, it's just what can you say? Like you just gotta expect crazy things to happen at this point. Almost anything can happen. You just never know. Like there's no way you could stop someone from doing just so happens if he didn't have a gun, he could have did something else. You just not regardless. I mean, people make up their decisions.
I mean, crazy people are gonna act crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless. So, gun, knife, bat, whatever they have, they already have a decision made up, and they're gonna do what they want to do. But
one of the main reasons that we homeschool Olivia is because of like there's no protection in the school. Like we could take her to like a Catholic school or a private school where there's like an insane amount of security, but still, like you just don't know when somebody's gonna go crazy.
Oh
right?
no, I agree for sure.
And again, like the what was it, the Sandy, what is it?
Sandy Hook.
The Sandy Hook thing. Have you guys seen like the conspiracy behind all that shit? Like how one of the parents was an actor?
Yeah, I think there were a few of them that had been like multiple.
The girl met Obama after the shooting, and apparently she was dead. There was a crazy one like that.
I saw the conspiracy, but I saw a lot of that was debunked afterwards.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
No, but there's this one where clearly a dad. They ask, he's like laughing, ha 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 ha, and then the second they turn the camera on, he's fucking sad as fuck, right? Yeah. So again, I don't know if these are like in think about it, man. How often, if you put me in somewhere in, let's say, Utah, just drop me off anywhere, okay, and I do something there and then leave, or I get apprehended there and then let go, like, when is the next time that somebody from Utah is going to see the same person that did something bad, right? So for me to take it take it for what it's worth from the government that says, hey, this guy is this person, and then they let him go somewhere else. Like, we're never gonna know. They can literally put actors anywhere, and you will never fucking know. Yeah. You can bring in somebody from England who speaks English, okay? Do some bad shit here, do some press, and get the fuck back and be free.
Conspiracies are real, man. I don't give a fuck what.
There's not that. I mean, that's the most obvious. Anybody that says it, you're nuts. You're a conspiracy theorist. Is an idiot. Okay. Right? There's possibilities.
Oh, like, for sure. Yeah. I can agree.
I don't know why you picked that one though. It is touchy, right? But at the same time, like it needs to be spoken about, right? Because there's a lot of young kids out there that are just gonna take the news in and just fly with it, right? It's like, oh, this guy was distressed. He was playing, Counter-Strike the whole time, or he was playing Call of Duty the whole time, or he was playing Halo the whole time. That's why he became crazy. Right, like it is like one of the dumbest things ever, right? And what I guess what I'm trying to say is that no matter what the media says, do your own research. Do your own research if you want to form an opinion about it. Don't just hear something and just form the opinion off of the message, of the message that they just gave you.
Isn't it like how many corporations own all of the major media outlets in the U.S.? It's something like 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah. So just keep an open mind about what they're spitting.
What
anyway,
they're feeding you.
Yeah. As far as Twitter moments, that was pretty much it. There's some stuff about Russell Westbrook, Oklahoma City Thunder, Thursday. Do you know what Thursday is?
No.
DERS? I don't either.
No.
I don't care to know. We're not going to talk about it.
Cool.
And that was pretty much it. Those Twitter moments.
Those Twitter moments brought to you by Twitter Moments. And Will.
Yes.
Big timer, the Coach Johnson.
Stop Johnson.
All right. Well, I think we've done a good job this podcast. Obviously, we had a lot to talk about because we missed this. I did. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but I literally couldn't wait to get home to make the podcast happen, and it just didn't happen, unfortunately.
Is that why you didn't come late last night when we were both clearly ready to record the podcast?
Well, 2 reasons. We didn't have the camera.
That's a good point. That's really the only
one reason. We didn't have the camera, and I was legit tired. I spent 4 hours at the airport, right? Because I was not gonna the second there was a chance for me to get out of there, I was gonna get out. So I spent 4 hours there. It got delayed 3 times. The last time they got delayed was delayed for 2 hours, right? And then after that, we got in there. Not only was I sitting in the worst seat I've ever sat in, never sit aisle, Never sit aisle.
You don't like aisle seats,
Bro.
You can spread your leg.
No,
out
you
on the aisle.
cannot.
What do you
No,
mean?
you can spread one.
Until they bring the cart by. That's
one leg though, bro. My left leg and my left ass cheek was I literally thought I was going crazy.
Well, what would you do in like a window seat? You got no.
Both. It was just no. It was this. Sorry. So the window one had a space big enough for you to put your backpack.
Right.
The middle one had a space big enough for you to put the backpack. The aisle seat had half of that.
Oh.
So I could barely fit my book bag in there.
Ooh.
Okay, because I went from first class all the way to the 21st seat just to get out. Just trying to get out. Okay, and it was miserable. I couldn't fall asleep. Sorry, I'm getting real passionate about where I was sitting. Okay, but my leg was falling asleep. I'm like the whole time I'm like getting in my head. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get a blood clot. This is where it happens. I can't believe this is where it happens. And then thinking like life insurance is good. What else is good? All right, yeah, we got it. The airline will probably all right, cool. We're good. Liv's gonna be fine, right? But in my head, I'm like, this is it. I'm
Deep
done.
vein thrombosis was coming in.
What's that?
That's your blood clot, isn't that what it's called? You don't fucking know.
You thought I was trying to trick you to go crazy for some fucking reason earlier. That was so funny. He said, I know what you were trying to do.
Trying to make me go crazy in my own mind.
Oh my god, you were trying to make me go crazy in my own mind. So yeah. Anyway, so 4 hours there, and then a full hour on the tarmac. On top of that, you had the 2.5 hours to come to Chicago.
Jeez. You were an hour on the tarmac in New York, before you took off.
Yep.
Jesus Lord.
So I was literally 5 hours there plus the two. I could have been from Chicago to London. All right, in that time.
Yeah.
7.5 hours. So by the time I got off, it was 10:30. The camera just gave me like that extra push to say, you know what, don't push it, don't rush it, because I said, all right, Hitch, this is what we're gonna do. The Best Buy opens at 10, so we're gonna buy the camera. Then we're gonna come in at 11. We're done recording. You gotta edit and get it up by 2. He's like, I'm rushing it, and I was like, he literally says like, you know what, let's just push it to Friday. Let's not rush it. Let's do it the right way. And I agree. I truly love this podcast so much, and this is only 4 episodes in, right? And going back to the Nate shot thing, like we want him to be here. He wants to be here too, and we were just kidding on Twitter. But the format that this is it. We gotta be. It's gotta feel.
Yeah,
It's gotta feel like this.
No, I like the in-person.
Yeah.
In-person. But anyway, I was gonna say we were actually pretty relieved that you didn't come over last night. I was just
Good.
Shit.
Good.
That was the best news I heard.
It was late. I was tired. I went straight to sleep as soon as you said it. I was out.
Oh, bro, how do you think I felt? I got home and I'm like,
Yeah.
she's like, are you high? I'm like, no. I was like, what the hell? No. One, I don't do that, and two, like, what? I just got off a plane. Like, my eyes were dry from everything. I literally, my face was greasy.
Oof.
I took a shower and I was out. Put my heating blanket on. I had 3. Judith got me another Tempur-Pedic pillow.
Wow.
Cool gel.
Yeah, I got
So I just laid back. Well, the hotels in New York are just as bad as the ones in London.
Not possible.
100%.
How?
Not possible.
2
Actually,
pillows.
oh yeah.
Kind of
you're
like the
probably
London
right.
vibe a little bit.
Whoa.
The hotels?
Yeah, I just love the vibe there.
Bro, there's been a hotel where I swear to you, there's been this much space between the tip of the toilet and the wall.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
New York's like everything is built upwards as well
Yeah.
instead of sort of expanded
Yeah.
out. So I've never been. Wait, I
I've
know
never
exactly
been.
what you're talking about. I did stay in a what was it? I think it was a Marriott in New York, and you're completely correct. It was like a pretty expensive room too, and it was everything was just compacted close.
Yeah.
Like there was only maybe enough room to walk in between the end of the bed and like the TV stand.
Yeah.
And that was completely it.
It
I've never
was
stayed in a hotel in
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And if you go to the high end stuff and try to get like a more roomier, you're paying. You're paying.
Look.
But whatevs. I just couldn't do it. It was a pretty. It was the first time that New York had been that bad weather-wise. But I don't know. It was just one of the worst experiences. As far as New York goes for me. Anything else before we say adieu? I'm having too much fun talking to my pals.
Anything else happen? I mean, we can save some more for the next one. This is an ongoing thing.
Yeah,
We'll be here next week.
this is
Oh, in fact, we're gonna be here 4 days.
I was about to say at a regular time. So
Yeah, no. Tuesday we're recording,
Oh,
uploading
yeah.
on Wednesday at the regular hour from
Okay.
12 noon. Hitch said that he's gonna put this up. All 3 episodes.
Yeah.
All 3 episodes are gonna be going live on SoundCloud. I know that a lot of you were were trying to listen to it because it drains your battery if you listen to it, we apologize. I set up a Podbean, which is going to publish to iTunes. So we're going to feed you both iTunes and SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah.
Only 99 cents.
Only $2.99, boy. Yeah. So yeah, unless anybody else has anything else to say, this is going to be it.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to us today.
Yeah.
Thank
we'll
you
see
all.
you guys. Hashtag OpTic podcast advice for next week.
Yeah.
If you win and we pick you, we'll answer your question. That's your reward. All right. Everybody's information is going to be in the description below. Both Big Timer, MBoZe, myself, and our producer Hitch. Until next time, guys. As always, this has been Off the Hacks. Big Timer, the GOAT Johnson.
Yo, do the thing.
Which one? Then